Good morning! Wrestling Inc. Get up, get going. Happy Tuesday. Good afternoon. Nick and EJ says Samantha QT in the comment section. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We are back here with another installment of the Wrestling Inc. Daily. A lot of news to get to. I'm, of course, your Wrestling Inc. managing editor, Nick Hausman, joined here as I am every Tuesday to get tickled. It's Second City, Chicago's own EJ Cameron. EJ, welcome back to the Wrestling Inc. Daily.
Good to be back, Nick. I was on a little vacation, so I hope y'all didn't miss me too much last week. But it's good to be back.
Yeah, no, you were definitely missed. We had Paul Pratt here. He was wonderful, sat in. If anything, EJ, I mean, we did miss out on you, but you, dude, last week with all the Daniel Bryan CM Punk stuff, like, it's not even on our run sheet here right now. So, like, you know, you're at the tail end of those two stories really peaking.
I know. I was checking in on my phone and being like, oh, there's a lot going on. But I'm on the beach, like, drinking a drink, and I was like, nice.
Well, how do you feel about Punk and Bryan looking to be AEW bound? Before we get into anything, I'll give you a chance here to comment on the largest news of the past week or year. I'm not sure.
I think that's great. I think that's super great. As people have said, the gates are open. There's like this cross inter-promotion thing that AEW's cool with.
Yeah.
If they bring Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, it's creating enough buzz that everybody's excited about it. Everybody wants to see it. They can come back and do anything. People have been waiting for CM Punk just to come back and do anything. And I think those two pieces, people have always been like, who does AEW need? Or what does AEW need? I feel like those are big enough names that could possibly like tip the scales a little bit more.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Very exciting time right now we have, you know?
Super exciting.
Very exciting. All right.
Time to be a fan.
Yes, great time to be a wrestling fan. And with that, we got a great show lined up for you here today. Like I said, the comment section is open. We'll be putting some of your comments up on the screen all show long. So if you just want to say good morning, right? Like many of these, Bit Mulligan, Headlock Heel, Braddock, anybody, you want to say hi, do that. Join the conversation. Let us know what you think about topics. That is always a great use of the comment section. You can also give us thumbs up, angry faces, smiley faces, whatever it may be. Have fun. Send us an emoji, right? And I also want to give some props here real quick before we get into the great show we've got. We also have great graphics now. Check this out, man. Dude, how cool is this thing right here? Like, we have a new look, I'll do the whole screen. We got a new graphics guy, Owen. He's fantastic. I don't even think this is the final form of this graphic yet. We're going to maybe do a little bit of tweaking, but real thumbnail graphics for the daily every day. How cool is that, man?
It's pretty dope. It's like anime. I'm going to reach my final four.
Yes, exactly. I think I have to go over 5,000 or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. Gigahertz.
Yeah. All right. So we got great graphics. And if you're listening to us in audio form, the last 60 seconds, what a waste, right? We just showed this photo. You know, that you put
this really cool thing. Oh man, this is so sweet.
Yeah, you can't see the graph. So you got to go watch the video version or just go check out my Twitter, whatever. Wow. I didn't even think about how that would play in audio form. All right. So the great show we've got here today. We're going to have part 2 of my conversation with Ariya Daivari. It's only about 12 minutes or so, but I wanted to keep it separate from the first part just because it's all about, again, the heel promo he cut in Saudi Arabia with his brother while waving the Iranian flag. And it's just a very compelling bit of audio. So definitely stick around for part 2. And if you're watching us in video form, that'll debut 1 p.m. Eastern over on the YouTube channel. You go check it out there as well. And join that conversation, chat along as that thing debuts. And later on, we'll dive into the mailbag. We're going to look at the women's title match here at SummerSlam, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But some sad news before we get to any of the news. Some very couple sad news items here to start the show. First of all, want to send our regards out to the family, friends, and fans of Brett Blair, the son of pro wrestling legend B. Brian Blair. He was reportedly killed this past Friday in Florida, only 29 years old, EJ. Very, very sad. Very, very sad.
Jeez. As I get older, when I see people younger than me dying, it's always like an extra, like, oh man.
Yeah.
Did they say what happened? They just
No, we don't know quite yet what happened, but just too young, a loss, and there was another loss too, that weirdly hit me like kind of hard. So again, sending our regards to family, friends, and fans of Mexican wrestling legend Jose Luis Alvarado Nieves, aka Brazo de Plata, and Super Porky. He passed away at the age of 58, still young. The talk show Mas Lucha, they announced his passing. CMLL, AAA wrestlers, many wrestlers from across the world, speaking out with tributes on social media. Plata made his pro wrestling debut in 77 as Brazo de Plata, Silver Arm, teaming with his brother. He joined CMLL in 1985, spent more than 20 years with the promotion. He later adopted a comedic gimmick, was given the name Super Porky. He was briefly performing for WWE in 2005. He joined the juniors division. You probably remember him with that giant turkey leg that was the size of him as he was eating. In 2006, the juniors division was released. He went to AAA. He'd stay there through 2009, and then after leaving AAA, continued to do the indies, worked with CMLL until about 5 years ago in 2016. Anyway, I just always loved Super Porky, and I was going back this morning and like watching clips and stuff, and like just a fun aura. Had no idea, never met him, but just sad. I just really enjoyed Super Porky, EJ.
We all loved it. Well, it's unfortunate. R.I.P. to Super Porky.
Yeah. So R.I.P. Super Porky. Sending our best out to him and the Blair family as well, his family and the Blair family as well. But with that all out of the way, let's get to some fun pro wrestling news. It is time for news you can use, news that will leave a bruise. Entertainment Tonight. They sat down with The Rock, and Entertainment Tonight, they asked the hard-hitting pro wrestling journalism question we've all been wanting to ask The Rock. Is there any truth to the rumors that you are heading back to WWE? And he coldly just says, there's nothing. Nothing. He says no. He's denying the rumors that he's headed back to WWE. Thoughts from what Dwayne Johnson here has said, EJ?
For some odd reason, I really believe this. Usually I'm like, oh, he's going to work everybody. But he always says the thing of like, the door's always open. They're a family. I love blah, 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 blah. But, he's just coming off of a movie. He's probably about to do another movie. He's probably filming 5 things right now that we don't know about. He probably just doesn't have the time or the place. But I could see WrestleMania, him coming back. I don't think he'll come back anytime soon, but I could see WrestleMania.
Well, the rumors or the reports coming out were that he might be back for Survivor Series to start setting up whatever could be going on with Roman Reigns and the Usos, maybe Naomi involved by that point. I think he's just lying. I really just think he's working everybody. I think he's just like, because this is a guy who really likes his returns to be surprises.
Yeah.
And there was that one Raw where he came back, remember, and he there was like a woman's footsteps, and it was like, oh, it's a lady that was in that limousine, and then he came out,
But they said there was that time when they said Justin Bieber was going to be the host, and he came back, and I actively didn't watch Raw that night because I was like, I don't care about Justin Bieber. They had like the celebrity guest host. I went to Steak and Shake, and my phone went crazy. Everybody was like, The Rock is back! Yes! And I sat there at a friend's birthday party, and I was like, why am I here? I should have been there watching. It was so hurt.
Well, hey, man, yeah, the Biebs, maybe they just picked the wrong hook for you,
Yeah, that wasn't the year for the Biebs for me.
I think he's coming back. I don't know why they would have been so insistent of keeping the Jimmy Uso portion of what's going on with Roman. Like they pushed right through that. And the reports coming back were like, well, Jimmy's just too valuable to the bigger story that's being told here, which I would think includes Dwayne Johnson. So, I mean, there seems like a lot of smoke there. And I believe, there's something to it. I just think The Rock's, I think he is working us. He is lying. I think he's lying. But I could be very wrong. Dwayne Johnson, feel free to DM me and tell me how very wrong I'd love to get you on the record to go on it. About
DM us in general and just say hi. I don't know. Yeah, the Jimmy Uso thing is very, I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I hope he is seeking help and they're helping him and they're not just going to sweep it under the rug and go, you're valuable. We're going to dye your hair red. Have fun.
Alonzo Smith here. This doesn't mean anything. I'm sure The Rock wants to keep this things under wraps about his possible return. He's a movie star at this point. WWE needs Rock more than he needs them. And this echoes back to a conversation I was having with Christy on Friday, or was it? No, it was yesterday with Michael. Time is a flat circle. About how The Simpsons wanted The Rock. And for anybody else, it's like, wow, you get to do The Simpsons. And now it's kind of like, well, The Rock would help The Simpsons maybe keep some relevancy. And I think there's kind of a similar dynamic now kind of going on with WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rock is the catalyst and he makes things move now. He is bigger than all. Yeah, I agree with Alonzo. He doesn't need to come back to WWE. I think he would because he loves it and it's kind of like a respect, honor thing. I'm sure if his family called him up and was like, yo, they want to do a thing, you and Roman. That's what everyone's been wanting for years. Him versus Roman at WrestleMania. That's going to be big money. They're both already doing movies and stuff. I could see it, but I don't think it's going to be now.
All right. Well, what we do know is happening now. As announced last night on Monday Night Raw, we are going to get a triple threat at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title. We'll talk about this more in the mailbag as well, but it's going to be Nikki Ash defending against Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. The main event last night of Raw saw Charlotte beat Nikki cleanly and then just berate her. And like, well, what do you think about what happened? I'll go to you first, DJ.
You mean, how do I feel about the old trope of blank and blank has defeated the champion?
Yeah.
God forbid they have a champion that I mean, they do as Lashley and Reigns, yes, but she couldn't wrestle. I don't know. There's somebody on the lower side of Mandy Rose and get a W.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just to make her look good. I'm glad that she was in the main event. That's great. But just have Charlotte just
like Charlotte just did her like I
ran through her.
Yeah. I think they're trying to get the best of both worlds here, right? I think they want Nikki to appeal to kids, right? And then they sell all the action figures, you inspire little girls around the world. But they also want to keep cool older brother, older sister engaged here. And in order to do that, you got to call a spade because, you know, I don't think that you could make a bigger contrast between two companies when you think about what AEW is doing with Darby Allin and like Orange Cassidy. And then Vince is like, I'm going to start my show with a sugary sweet superhero, female character. And the fans, to be fair, at the top of the show were there for it.
They were so supportive of her, really like everything she did. I could that felt good. Oh, that's sweet. There's hope.
Yeah, but when Charlotte came out and started saying this stuff to her, I was like, I really like Charlotte right now. She is saying how I feel because if I'm going to watch a wrestling product, right, and I'm in your key demo or whatever, do I want to watch a kid's show or do I want to watch a pro wrestling show? And I feel like I'm kind of being forced into enjoying Nikki Ash a little bit where, you know, it's just she's not supposed to be in my demo. It's
Hold on, Nick. I'm not hearing you, buddy.
You can't hear me at all? Did I go dead for everybody? Did I go hello? Let me know in the comment section. Oh my God, what just happened? Am I dead? Did I lose you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What happened?
You keep on.
Okay, yeah, they can hear me. All right, well, EJ's leaving. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're just going to keep going here, you and me right now, because I was really feeling myself with my opinions about what's going on with Nikki Ash, because I was talking to a friend of mine last night who I really like and respect a lot, and I'm like, man, I just feel like I'm watching a kid's show. And it's like, I don't know that I dislike this product, but this product is just not for me, right? And when Charlotte comes out, here, wait, EJ's back. EJ, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I don't know. My sound just went on. I couldn't hear you at all. I was like, uh-oh.
All right. This is live. This is what happens. It's okay. We're back. What I was getting to, EJ, is that I feel like I'm being pushed into enjoying Nikki Ash. The fans there seem to be into it, but by the end of the show, with the way Charlotte did her wrong, and she's doing that plucky underdog thing, I just feel like there's a fraction of that audience that was starting to not feel like they had to cheer for Nikki Ash anymore. And I'm wondering, is this character sustainable? I don't know, man.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. The way that the fans were behind it, they were yes-anding her. And everything she did, even if it wasn't the best and you couldn't understand her clearly, the audience said, we support her, we like her, she deserves it. So if you're going to have Charlotte stomp all over her, who's like 6'2", towering over her, and she's stomping all over her, go back to your old trick. Nikki Ash wins with a schoolboy, or like a quick little small package or some sort of trickery. So we're like, yeah, she did it. She defied. She beat the odds. She's not supposed to beat this person. Like, they've been building her up, winning against Rhea Ripley and overlasting 2 minutes. Have her like stumble into wins.
Yeah, and I think, and it is just such a weird thing, because you start to put the pieces together, and you're like, when she won the Money in the Bank, all these 6 other women were like brawling, and she just kind of snuck up there and stole the thing, right? It wasn't some big dramatic thing. She didn't shove somebody off a ladder, right?
Yeah, she didn't kill somebody with a chair.
No, it's kind of snuck up there, took the Money in the Bank, right? And then the next night, didn't really like do the babyface thing of like, I'm gonna call out the champion, I'm gonna win this thing, I know I can do it, I'm almost a superhero, I'll be a superhero when I beat you. No, she kind of snuck in, and she just, picked up an easy win, right? So she's this champion now that really hasn't done a whole lot to, like, I mean, other than put on a costume, I guess, that gave her the confidence to sneak around and do trickery. Like, when she's confronted with a real champion at Charlotte, she got her lunch eaten, but she's still the champion. And it's just such a weird thing to be like, I'm cheering for the underdog champion as I'm rolling in SummerSlam. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I'm saying that's what you proved my point. Like, they set that contract up with us to show that she stumbles and she's like she's like Super Bart. She sneaks in and does things and like causes problems. That was always her character. She like messes stuff up. So have her sneak a win on Charlotte. Charlotte is pissed. Everyone's cheering for her. And then have Charlotte like just double down and eat her lunch and try to kill her. That's going to make me cheer for her more, like, as an underdog compared to, and she's smaller than both of her opponents. She should be sneaking and getting in, and like, that's what you told me that we should like her for. So do that.
If like, you could have done title change, right? Charlotte takes the title from Rhea. The Money in the Bank happens here, and then Nikki wins Money in the Bank, and she says, I want to go to SummerSlam and I want to beat the top contender to win this title and show that I am a superhero. And then on the way there, she can pick up a couple losses, but she's not the champion, right? Like, she can lose, on her way to, Rhea Ripley, however you want to make it, the triple threat, whatever. But she can lose on the way to SummerSlam because she's not the champion. The end game here, she's going to cash in that Money in the Bank the right way and become champion at SummerSlam. That's not a story I dislike. I actually think there maybe could be something to that. But by making her the champion and having her lose going into SummerSlam with the hope that she can get it together and prove that she's a real champion, it's just I don't know.
Yeah. She should have won. If she's going to be crapped on like that, she's supposed to eke out a win, because she's not supposed to.
So anyway, let's see here. Scott Picca, I hope Charlotte and Rhea destroy Nikki, and that knocks her out of the superhero gimmick. Then she reverts to Sanity Nikki. And I'll say this. I want to see more of the Clark Kent Superman. Like, we've seen Superman, but I want to see Nikki from time to time too. And then kind of like the demon with Finn, I think the superhero can come out and, take it to the next level.
Yeah. That'd be fun, like an Incredible Hulk type situation. She gets hit a little too hard, and like, because I thought that character was great.
Yeah,
her Sanity character made the group.
Yeah, and I don't know if she needs to be Sanity Nikki. I mean, we kind of see just Nikki, Nikki Kross, like she does interviews for like Ryan Satin and for like other media outlets where she's very likable, right?
She's very charming.
Yeah, very charged. She don't need to reinvent the wheel here. She puts the suit on. She becomes almost a superhero. She does better. So, whatever. Anyway, we've talked a lot about this. We'll talk more about it in the mailbag because we're going to find out who you think's going to walk out of SummerSlam, the champion here. Let's move on to Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, man. A lot going on here. I would love to be a fly on the wall here. PW Insider saying that the rematch between Jeff Hardy, and Kross was planned for Raw. Didn't happen because Jeff Hardy, of course, has COVID-19, as revealed by a bar on Facebook, because that's how it happens now. Kross did call out Hardy in a post-Raw promo, saying he isn't done with him. Scarlett tweeted, patience is a virtue. And the other kind of layer to this onion that was this match last night was like earlier in the day, Keith Lee said, and this is on Twitter, he said, I've decided I'm just going to tell you guys the story myself. Give me a week or two. He's pinned that to his account. A fan responded saying that it's none of their business, but they'll listen if he wants to talk. He said, I wanted to do it in a special manner, but instead I'll just have to chat directly. R-Truth chimed in saying, I think you should, dog. Get it off your chest, with a man shrugging emoji. So this is weird. Kross is on Raw. He didn't lose. That's good. I thought the match with Keith was good. But what's going on with both of these guys? And Scarlett, for that matter.
I have no idea. I guess they're going to bring Scarlett up soon, and maybe that's what she's saying, like virtue, the patience is a virtue. But I don't know what they're doing with Karrion. They brought him on last week and made him lose, and that made no sense. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And then having Keith Lee come back to lose twice now is also very odd.
Very weird.
Here's what's frustrating, Nick. They have the whole 24/7 crew. You can't have them work a match with these guys and lose, but have like a good effort. Like if Tozawa goes against Karrion Kross, yeah, he's not going to win, but Karrion gets a win, and we get to see who this guy is if you haven't seen NXT. Like there's so many things they can be doing, but they put like these like pay-per-view matches, and then they just lose, and it's nothing. And they're like, okay, cool. And that's why Stone Cold walked out.
Yes, and here's the thing, is like, whatever Keith Lee seems to be wanting to talk about, giving us the 1 or 2 week deadline, which may become 3 weeks because that is how Keith Lee works. Yeah. Whatever it is does seem to be tied to this booking, in my opinion. And I don't really know what to make of that. Like, I don't know why you have Keith come out and just heat up Bobby Lashley. And if you're going to do that, give him 20 minutes. The way they did it was it was dirty. They did him dirty.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right. And then to bring him back out the next week in kind of an unannounced match with the guy who lost the week before, it was like, who is Vince going to pick here? Which toy does he like better? Does he keep the Killer or the Karrion Kross toy, or does he keep the Keith Lee toy? I think that we found out which one has got a better shot last night.
He just bangs them against each other and go, we're going to do it next week.
Whatever's going on with Keith in his booking in WWE right now, I think it's got to be tied to whatever he wants to talk about. I mean, I don't know why he does these teases if they don't have anything to do with it. I think he'd let people down at this point, you know? Oh, EJ. Brother, what's happening here? Oh, EJ once again having tech issues. All right. I'm going to read some comments here before we, let's see. We have Ryan Lee here, or Ryan W. They sacrificed Keith Lee for damage control of Kross. I think that may be part of it. You know, we'll find out. EJ, you back?
I'm here. I got you.
Yeah, you okay? Can you hear me? Are we clear?
I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, something looked up over there. Like you're dealing with something.
So somebody called me. I have it on Do Not Disturb. This is what's great about phones. Do Not Disturb. Somebody calls me and I decline it, and it switches me off of my headset instantly for this. So I figured it out, and I just had to get back on the Bluetooth.
Wow. All right. Back to
live. We live, baby.
Lady Wiz, this mysterious reason is becoming played out. Yeah, I want to know. Get to it here. We have
us for like months now about this.
Daniel Price. I told people 6 months ago that creative had no idea what to do with Keith Lee. I guess I was right. We have, let's see, who wrote here? It was Keith Lee, Praddock here, Keith Lee to AEW. We have Dino Garofalo here. There were rumors that Vince didn't like his look when he came up to Raw, so maybe he forced him off TV to lose some weight, and he hasn't came along as far as Vince would have liked. I don't know if it's a weight issue, attitude issue, other issue. We don't know. Keith's gonna apparently tell us though, right?
I can't wait. I mean, I feel like this is a storyline thing, but I'm hoping it's just like he's straight up like, look, pipe bomb, and go does his thing.
Yeah. All right. There was a scary moment last night as apparently Natalya looked like she suffered a leg injury during Raw. She was in a non-title match facing Eva Marie and Doudrop. Natalya was wrestling Doudrop at one point, going at it and tangling with each other. By the way, this was another match where it was the champions having a non-title match against challengers here, right? Natalya appeared to suffer the right leg injury on a rollover, possibly one of the stomps from Doudrop. Natalya tagged out, had trouble putting weight on her leg. The referee apparently called the audible as Tamina took over. After a distraction by Lily and Alexa Bliss mocking Eva Marie, Tamina super kicked Eva for the win. After the match, a ringside medic helped Natalya to the back, and Tamina joined her. So hoping Natalya's all right. Very scary. Anytime you see somebody get injured on live TV like that. And her and Tamina, I actually really kind of enjoyed. I don't know about as much as Shayna and Nia, but I have enjoyed them as the tag champs.
Yeah, they've grown on me. They've grown on me. I was a hater for a while, but I really dig their thing. Anytime an athlete or anybody is injured, it's awful. So I hope it's nothing serious. I hope it was like a quick, like, ooh, ow, I pulled something and can chill. I don't know why I need to do the sounds of the ooh, ow. But also, how great did Doudrop look? Doudrop, I hate that I'm saying Doudrop. No, she looked really great out there.
Yeah, I agree. Her and Eva Marie, they've kind of pulled back on the like mean girl stuff with Eva. You know, it seems like they're trying to find a little bit more of a balance and chemistry. You know, I don't totally dislike. I'm very interested to see what they do with Alexa Bliss. For my money, I really thought Alexa Bliss was going to start targeting Nikki Ash. I thought they were going to get to it, superhero, demonic princess kind of deal. I thought that was the direction. No,
I thought they were going to be a tag team.
Something, yeah. I thought they
like
were
a weird oddball. Like you have your zombie girl and your superhero, and they could make cartoons out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they did the tag thing on Raw for the debut because she was trying to get in Money in the Bank, so I kind of got it. I don't know that I want to see Nikki Ash team with Alexa. I'd rather see them going Joker Batman style at each other.
Huh.
I mean, it's just an easier story to tell. It's good versus evil kind of deal. But yeah, Eva Marie, Alexa Bliss I didn't expect that one. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah,
I didn't either, and I'm gonna say last week I wasn't a fan of the backstage tripping over, messing with Lily. I was like, what is this? I don't like this. This is a bad improv scene, and I don't want to watch it.
Well, something that's growing on me and a lot of fans on social media really singing the praises of Omos after him and AJ Styles successfully defeated the Viking Raiders to retain their titles last night. This guy is going to be a big deal. I'm on the Omos bandwagon right now. I thought the
tweets kill me about him. You're like, holy crap! I would have crapped my pants.
Yeah, the oops, I crap my pants bomb that he does. You know, the double choke slam. Holy! I've taken some choke slams in my life because of my time as an indie manager, and it was always like an easier bump for me to take than other things. But they hurt. And like they're not, they hurt. Your body feels it. To fall from that height, goddamn, EJ.
Yeah. And last night he didn't even hold my guy Eric up. He just like just yammed him.
Dude, oops, I crap my pants. That is the official. I also like whoever, because I asked people to give me potential names for this on Twitter last night. Somebody wrote Omos Famous. Like a play on Almost Famous, and I don't hate it. But the oops, I crap my pants bomb. I think that's what I'm like tied to. I'm married to that.
Oops, I crap. They need to just put a little trademark at the end. Little trademark. TM.
Yeah, really enjoy Omos and AJ Styles together. And AJ, 44 years old, springboard 450. My God.
God, he doesn't age. He's so good.
I know everybody can't just go back to NXT, but like I'm kind of played out with the Viking Raiders on Raw. I think they'd just be better at NXT. Like they're just floating around at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they're in the title picture, so I guess that helps, and they're not chasing ninjas around anymore. So progress.
Hey, we have ninjas, and now we have a robot. WWE moving forward with the new Raw robot, the red brand mascot, first seen on last week's Raw, but WWE used it multiple times on this week's show. The robot being used to introduce graphics for upcoming matches, or as the lead-in or return from commercial breaks. WWE has not identified or acknowledged the Raw robot as of this recording, but it is very similar to Fox Sports mascot, and this is true. I didn't know the Fox Sports mascot name, Cletus the Robot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering what it was. I'm glad you said this because I would see it and I was like, "What is this?" And it feels like a bootleg Cletus. Like Cletus has personality.
Here, I'm gonna find this real quick, and then we're gonna do another visual gimmick here for everybody that's listening in audio form. Okay, here we have. Okay, I got a good photo of it. We'll do a screen share. So this is the Raw robot, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a. He's torso-less. He has no legs. He floats. He hovers. He's got spooky magic fingers. Right.
He looks like my girl Evie from Wally.
Definitely. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe this is Cletus's girlfriend.
Mixed with the Red Ranger.
Sure. Yeah. Lady Red Ranger robot, I think is a great way to describe and let's just use the name Evie. Let's just call it Evie. It's easy.
How long do you think until someone has a match against it?
Well, here's the thing is like, I'm sure it was just some graphics guy who put this thing together and they didn't think anything of it. And then Vince was like, wait. We have a robot now? I did not realize that we had a robot. We need to push this robot. We need
robots. Have the robot farting.
It'll be Reginald v. Robot, next Monday night.
That'd be a fire match. Nick, you wouldn't pay to see that.
Okay, they're not on the run sheet. Two things I want to ask you about Raw, though. So Reginald is great, right?
Yeah. The trampoline entrance, Sin Cara who? Reginald is great. That's how I wanted to see Nikki Cross just like falling into stuff. And then you have R-Truth with the live mic in the match. I like Reginald. He's grown on me.
I'm all about Reginald and Nikki Cross working together. She could put him in a superhero outfit. He kind of moves like a superhero. Sure.
Nick. What? That's amazing.
Yeah. Yes. He could be like the Spider-Man one where he flings around, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Ricochet's on the sideline watching like, my name's Ricochet. It's right there, man.
Ricochet's like, hey, I bet we could make a lot of money in merchandise if we start a little league of WWE heroes here, right? Can we all be superheroes? Be like a team?
That's a great idea.
Putting it out there. Putting it their WWE's
idea.
That's their Suicide Squad, right? Obviously it works. It's right in their lane. What did you think about Lashley defeating Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander last night?
I mean, it hurt my heart, but also anytime Lashley just looks dominant and it's just running through people, I think that's great. Yep. It sucks that it had to be Cedric and Shelton. I guess they need to build Bobby Lashley up to fight Goldberg.
Here's the thing. Is it weird to you, though, that like Lashley did the same thing Roman Reigns did, which is like, oh, some big name's going to come in here and challenge me? No, I don't accept your challenge. It was like the exact same segment they did with Reigns, but they did it with Lashley. And then they let Lashley win against two guys like Roman won at WrestleMania, doing the double pin thing and everything. And it's like Lashley gets old, like you get the old Reigns booking, right? Like I called him Rawman Reigns on Twitter, and I think that's pretty accurate at this point.
Rawman Reigns.
He gets the hand-me-down booking, you know?
Which, I mean, it's good booking. So, I mean, if you have a hand-me-down from that, it's the hottest thing going right now. It's not that bad. He doesn't have like a family bloodline. He's just one of one, an MVP, and no more women.
This is J. Crew, man. This is a good shirt. You should be happy I'm giving you this shirt.
This is J. Crew, man. Yeah, it does suck that he's getting that, but I don't. What else is he gonna do besides crush people? I wish that he was like shopping around for a new Hurt business.
I wish he was like, yeah, I'm on Goldberg. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you at SummerSlam.
If he doesn't, I need him to rip Goldberg's leg off and beat him with it. Like he needs to go through Goldberg like how Goldberg went through people in WCW. Like I want it out of here.
Well, and the thing is, like with Goldberg, like if Lashley was like, I'm gonna come out here every week and I'm gonna beat somebody up until you're the end of my streak at SummerSlam, and just like whatever, and that's just off the top of my head. It's just not the exact same thing they're doing with Roman Reigns, you know? This is J. Crew. You should love this. You should be happy about this. This is good stuff, man.
The collar doesn't turn into bacon, man. It's good.
It's good stuff. This is Polo, okay? Polo. Association,
not Polo, but Polo Association. It's close.
I got this at the Good Outlet store, okay?
This is a bin at TJ Maxx.
Yeah. TJ Maxx. You can buy rugs, tires, and cat food there. It's like a goddamn Costco on the corner. Anyway.
Costco's.
By the way, love TJ Maxx. I was there on Sunday. Bought a rug. Actually, no, wait. What did I buy at TJ Maxx? So I bought the rug somewhere else. I bought something at TJ Maxx. I'll remember. I went on a.
You got that one right by you.
I do. I have a TJ Maxx on the corner. They're a corner Costco. They're wonderful. You can get anything at a TJ Maxx.
Great candles.
Anything. Wonderful candle selection at the TJ Maxx.
Everybody watching is like, what the hell, man?
Back to the run sheet. All right, last news item here before we get to part 2 of Arya Davari. If you're listening to us in audio form, and again, that'll debut here in about 20 minutes over on the Wrestling YouTube channel if you want to watch it there as well. WWE Bloomhouse TV. They're partnering for the United States of America versus Vince McMahon. The series is being developed for TV. It's going to feature the first ever scripted portrayal of Vince McMahon, the first ever scripted dramatic portrayal of a chapter in WWE history. Will also feature portrayals of legendary WWE superstars from that era. There's no word yet on the network or premiere date or the cast. And I would like to say, I believe Vince McMahon is a character in Young Rock. And so I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong, a scripted portrayal of Vince McMahon, maybe not dramatic, I guess, but anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever. What do you think here? How are you feeling about this one?
I think it's probably going to be John Cena playing Vince. It has to be. John Cena looks like Vince McMahon now. Every time I see him in a suit with his hair done a certain way, he looks like Vince McMahon. I think this has been in the works for a while, and they're going to have John Cena play Vince.
I don't know, man. You're going to have John Cena play Vince McMahon?
Dude, look at him in a suit and how he looks in these interviews when he's like talking and stuff. Yeah.
What if Vince is like, there's only one man that can play Vince McMahon? Me. And he just does it himself.
He's like, I'll play young me.
We could
He's doing the stand back video again. God, I hate seeing him dance.
I think you could deep fake it. Like he could be like Andy Serkis when he was Gollum, right? You could have Vince like green suit, doing Vince, and then show a young Vince layered on top of him, right? But it's all the same.
It's going to be like what's his name, De Niro in The Irishman.
Yes, very. Yeah. They had to deep fake him, I think, but you could deep fake Vince.
You could deep fake, but those bones still move like old bones.
Well, thank you, EJ, for joining me at the top of the show to talk all the news today. And thank you to Arya Davari. What an incredible story. Go follow him over on Twitter. Go book him for your independent professional wrestling programming. And we were talking a lot about Saudi Arabia in that clip. I should note that the Matt Men podcast saying WWE is set to return to Saudi Arabia on Thursday, October 21st. I had thought that when we were talking about all the Saudi WWE stuff, never easy. Then the pandemic came along. Not also easy to talk about. That was a very long stretch. Now that the pandemic is done, I get to go back to talking about WWE and Saudi Arabia's relationship, EJ. Isn't that fun?
Yay! How much is your soul worth?
Like, the craziest thing to me about that Arya Davari interview is that I'm like, hey, did Vince come up with the idea for you to go out there and wave the Iranian flag and piss off all these Saudi people and get death threats for the rest of your life? Which he claims he still does. He's like, I still get the occasional casual death threat in my DMs for that promo.
Gonna kill you. Okay, bye.
Casual death threat. Not cool. But anyway, he was like, no, I think that was an MBS idea or something of that accord. It's just like, wow, MBS, like he's in the booking room, at least as far as Arya goes. It's weird. That's so weird. I get like MBS being like, I want Yokozuna and Andre here, and them having to have the conversation about who is and who is not a living pro wrestler they could book for the show. But what I don't know is MBS is he kind of like Tony Khan, where he's like, I actually have all the ECW tapes. There's a couple angles I'd like to run here in Saudi. I love the Jerry Lawler spot in ECW. Can we do that? I don't know.
Same thing. It's like, no, but sure. Yeah. Poor guy. I hope he's okay.
Hey, Peter Conklin here. I guess Mansoor's winning the tag titles in October. And I will say this. I like the Mansoor Ali tag team. It's better than Retribution, for sure. I don't know Mansoor. I don't know anything about him. He's from Saudi Arabia. Obviously, the politics of Saudi Arabia are not great. I have no idea, anything about Mansoor. But I think the guy's got personality. I actually kind of like Mansoor.
Yeah, I like him too. He's one of those good babyface guy that I'm like, I want to see him win.
Yeah. So, okay. And I'll
can't see them ruin him.
Yeah. So whatever. I think the Mansoor experiment, that is good. And by the way, our Parker 73721 saying the pandemic is over. That's news to me, and thousands who are still dying every day. Our Parker, I do apologize. Pandemic is not over. No, not by a stretch. The news around it in pro wrestling has died down quite a bit here in the States, at least. Internationally, I know it's very different. But yes, you're right. The pandemic is not over. Get vaxxed.
It never ended. We're in the 2.0 version, if anything. It's fun.
Okay, so we're going to dive into the mailbag here. Monday through Friday, I put up a poll question at WINC Daily over on Twitter. That's the place to go vote. And just give us a follow. I think we have more than 1,100 followers now. We have 1,116 followers. You could be number 1,117. That's a special number.
That's a special number. I was like, yeah, that's a oh god.
I gotta zhuzh it up, EJ. I gotta make it every number feel special,
Not with that accent.
I was trying to do an Italian accent. I think I just butchered it.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry. I'm trying my best this week. All right.
You're not a full-blooded Italian. Get out of here.
All right. Today's poll question. Who do you think leaves SummerSlam as the WWE Raw Women's Champion? Nikki Ash, Charlotte Flair, or Rhea Ripley? A little over 250 votes here in the last hour. 42.4% Nikki Ash, or ASH. 37.4% Charlotte Flair. 20.2% Rhea Ripley. Who do you think's walking out?
Nikki Ash.
I think Charlotte takes it, and I think she just makes a mockery of Nikki and uses her as a doormat on the way out the door.
So, then what's the point?
That's a great question, EJ. I have no idea, and I think that a lot of us are going to be, and maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they'll really get behind Nikki here and everything. I just am.
Because that would give Charlotte 16 or something now, right? How many championships? 15?
She's not quite to 6. I think it would give her 13, maybe. I think 12 or 13 would be it, but a lot. You know? So
unless they're just trying to pad her up, I don't know. I hope it's Nikki.
Also, can I talk about how I don't like how it's Nikki ASH? Have you noticed that that's a directive where they all have to say Nikki ASH, the announcer, the commentators? You don't create an anagram, right, to not say the word, okay? You create an anagram so you can say the word. Her name is Nikki Ash. You don't say, like, let's use Hydra, for example, from Marvel, right? You don't say, oh, no, it's HYDRA, right? Like, that's not, it's, yes, you make a word out of letters to say the word, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Bugs the piss out of me. I don't know why. Little things, but that
I don't watch CNN. I watch Kanana.
Yes. CNN, bad example, right? Because it's more of a sound effect, right? Chevy Chase from Caddyshack.
Okay. It is dumb that they keep doing that, though. Yeah, I agree.
Nikki ASH. Say Ash. Her name is Nikki Ash.
It's right there.
And almost a superhero is 2 A's, which also kind of bugs me and rubs me wrong. So, man, Hail Hydra. Love that from Peter Conklin. Lady Wiz. LOL. Good point, Nick. Thank you. Yes. It just, I don't know why it irks me. Oh, and Dave Langer saying that was Jackie Mason who did that. Pretty sure Chevy Chase was the no in Caddyshack, but I'll go back and watch. We had Eric Busco, the Buscat, voted Charlotte because it's Charlotte. Would prefer literally anyone else, though. Brandy Burris basically saying the same thing. Sadly, I think Charlotte wins the title. I hope I'm wrong. We have here in the comment section, Dina Garofalo, Charlotte's last 3 title reigns equal a total of 6 days in total. Did not know that.
Huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have AJ Marshall pointing out that Charlotte Flair unbeaten at SummerSlam. Scott Fitka, Charlotte's going to win number 12, then lose it the next week on Raw. That would be par for the course. And then we'll wrap here with Samantha. I think Rhea should be champ again. I feel she didn't hold it long enough. Or will Becky come back, be a fatal 4-way at SummerSlam? I think that Becky confronts whoever comes out of SummerSlam, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I would bet. I agree. I feel like the crowd also loved Rhea Ripley. Like, she came out and people were like going crazy for her. I was like, oh yeah, she's a big deal. I forgot, like, she's just been like stuck in this like no audience thing. So yeah, I don't think she got a fair shake. Also, shout out to, this is a little off, Charlotte breaking in the middle of her promo when they were booing her and started like laughing, like she was genuinely like caught off guard. I thought that was, I don't know why that like stood out to me. I was like, okay.
I tweeted last night that Charlotte is really close to finding her final form as a wrestler, kind of like Roman Reigns. I think Bayley kind of found her voice, you know, and I think Sami Zayn to an extent is kind of, you know, where I think there's more room for him to grow and play. But like Charlotte is finally kind of getting it on that main, and she's a main eventer, no doubt, but like on another level that takes time in the business to get to. And just instincts are firing on all cylinders. Her just demolishing babyface Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash at SummerSlam, setting up Becky Lynch confronting her on Raw the night after SummerSlam is, I mean, it just is such, it's a, you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that story is pretty hard to match up, you know? Yeah.
They have a history. You know, Charlotte's going to say something wild about her having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And being a mom and all other type of stuff like that. Granted, Shayna was the person to be like, yeah, she's stupid for getting pregnant. I was like, whoa, Shayna. All right.
Well, yeah, I don't know that Nikki, I don't know what's going on with Nikki, right? Like, I think that if they were going to push her and make her feel like dominant, she would have won last night, right? Or there would have been some kind of double finish or something. But the fact they just had Charlotte just degrade her,
run through her.
and I definitely feel like there are going to be a growing group of fans that are like, dude, Charlotte's right. You know, and I don't know what kind of audience you're going to, like, it's going to be weird because you're going to have like the drunk frat guys like, boo, you're a stupid superhero. And they're going to have like little girls in the crowd. They're like, this is my hero. Like, like it's going to kind of get to that point, I'm feeling,
I hope Nikki wins, and I hope they figure it out with her what they're doing.
Yeah.
Just have her sneak some more W's.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be joined by another comedian. We'll have Brian Wool on the show. And if you come back tomorrow, you're going to get a mystery interview. I have several interviews in the can. I haven't had a chance to talk to Raj this week about really what the full scope for the next couple weeks look content-wise, but big stuff. I promise come back tomorrow. We'll have another great conversation for you to take in and some more punditry from me and Brian as well. If you like the Wrestling Inc. Daily, support WrestlingInc.com. We're on all your socials, and at night after the big shows, we go live with the Wrestling Inc. podcast right here on the Wrestling Inc. YouTube channel and all the socials. So tune into that and subscribe to the Wrestling podcast on whatever podcast platform you like, just like the Daily. Thank you all so much for that support. EJ, what do you want to put over here to wrap up the show today?
Y'all, please be safe. Wash your hands. If you haven't gotten a vaccine yet, please go do it, or I get it's your choice, but then wear a mask. If you're not going to go get a vaccine, just wear the mask and wash your hands and be safe. Please.
Yes.
Please.
It's time to do the right thing for yourself and the people around you, everybody. We are, like it was pointed out by our good friend in the chat room earlier, not done yet. The pandemic is not done, and I do feel very spoiled here in Chicago sometimes when I act as if it is, but it is just as easy for those masks to go back onto our faces if we don't do the right thing as a group. So everybody, do the right thing, right? And even if you do have a vaccine and you want to wear a mask, you want to help out in that way, as Lady Wiz is saying here, that's great too, right? I'm thinking about wearing a mask again when I'm going back indoors, just because what's happening anymore?
I do. I still wear mine. I got a bunch of purple ones. I got some purple masks.
Yeah, and EJ has to go play to a packed room of rabid comedy fans. So don't put EJ and performers in danger, right? You love EJ. He's your good friend.
Hope. Yeah, we're about to tell them to put their masks back on too. So don't worry.
Oh, really? Is that about to happen at Second City?
I'll talk to you about that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hey, what an ominous way to end the show. EJ, do you want to
I was pulling the Keith Lee. I'll tell you all in a week or two.
Hey, and by the way, also, I'll put this out there right now. August 13th, this is really kind of cool, and we have a lot of people here right now. August 13th, if you are in Chicago, that is the debut of AEW Rampage. I got reached out to by Replay Lincoln Park, great barcade, all the arcading, 3 bars. You could all the arcade games are free, tons of pinball, everything. And you just got to buy beers. Anyway, we used to do WWE pay-per-view parties there back in the day, and the before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit, and then no more pay-per-view parties. I wasn't sure when I was going to get to start those up again because it looks like I'm going to Vegas to cover SummerSlam. But then they Replay reached out to me and was like, hey, Warner Media and AEW reached out to us wanting us to do some kind of launch party for them, the exclusive Chicago launch party for AEW Rampage. And they didn't know that I already had a working relationship with Replay promoting wrestling parties there. And so now I'm working with like Replay, Warner, and AEW to do a AEW Rampage party at Replay Lincoln Park August 13th. They're going to be sending us swag and banners and posters and coasters and T-shirts and all kinds of cool shit. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be drink specials. I was talking to the bar owner yesterday, Mark, and I was like, what stuff can we do for wrestling fans? And he's like, well, we have the WrestleMania arcade game, so we could do a WrestleMania arcade tournament, right? And the same thing goes, they have the WrestleMania pinball game. We could do like a one-night tournament, and we'll give people gift cards and T-shirts if they win the games and things. So we're going to blow it out. I probably won't talk at length like this about it again. I'll probably do casual plugs. I don't know everything that's going to happen there yet, but it's going to be a lot of cool stuff. And if you're in Chicago, August 13th, get your ass to Replay Lincoln Park. We're going to blow it out. And if this is really big and goes well, there's a chance they're going to let me just start hosting AEW Dynamite parties every Wednesday night, which, dude, that would be Sick.
I would love that because Wednesdays are my night off.
I know, buddy. And he said we could use the whole back room to do the parties.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's like, we'll start in the back. That's a big room. He's like, we can start in the back room, and if it expands, we'll do the whole bar kind of deal. But anyway, we need to make Replay Lincoln Park an AEW bar for Chicago fans. That's what we're going to be doing. So anyway, EJ, what do you want to put over? Anything? Did you do this yet?
Yeah. I said tell everybody to wear the mask, wash your hands, get a vaccine if you can, and just try be safe. Be safe.
Too much coffee, too much chilling. Lost track of myself there. All right, I'm at Nick_Hausman. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And remember, if you winked, you didn't miss it.